I would like to ask another question to you since we are already talking about the myths of MM. So I feel there's one more myth, which is MM a forecasting tool?
Yeah, great question. I think I briefly touched upon it in my previous answer, but I can
Yeah.
elaborate it. Uh, yeah, a lot of people think that MM is a forecasting tool, right? Of course, it is not. I mean, you spoke about how MM is a very advanced form of linear regression or multilinear regression. Multilinear regression, was never designed to be a forecasting tool. It is all about retrodiction. And if you think about MM, we're just trying to analyze all the variables that has gone into the model, and it is in reality moving the needle of your sales. That is what MM is all about. It is not about trying to forecast the sales of, let's say, 6 months into the future or 12 months into the future. That's a totally different domain altogether. What MM tries to tell you is, okay, you've got, let's say, $20 million of sales, and let's say these are the variables in which you're invested in, all the marketing variables. Which of the marketing variables has contributed more and in what proportion? That's what MM tries to answer. And there is a principle known as goodness of fit. Whenever you're trying to model, you try to make sure that your model is fitting well to the observed ground truth, observed ground sales data. And as an iterative process, you try to build a model that is as close to the ground truth as possible. Of course, there'll be some small errors, but by and large, you try to make sure that your model is as close to the ground truth data. This is known as goodness of fit. Once you do this, as a side effect, you can also try to forecast well. Maybe let's say 1 month into the future, 2 months into the future. But you can see that this has happened as a side effect. You should not design an MM to be a great forecasting tool by active design. It should rather happen as a side effect. And I know a lot of people use benchmarks like MAPE, RMSE to proclaim that hey, our MM model is very accurate. You can get really high MM forecasting accuracy just by throwing in a bunch of variables. But at the end of the day, you would not have achieved the marketing reality.
Yeah, great answer, Ankur, on this.